Hey everybody, Nick Ravellis here. Astor Piazzolla's opera, Maria de Buenos Aires, is going to open in 3 short weeks. It's selling well, and we've even added a late night performance on Saturday, January 27th. And you know, I've been spending time with the opera, as I do with all our operas, trying to prepare myself to talk about it intelligently and give you some hints about what makes the music of this opera so remarkable. Well, I had no idea that tango was so complicated. Here's a form of dance and music that came up from the poor barrios in that Argentinian port city, Buenos Aires, and the Rio de Plata area, which is the river that's the natural border between Argentina and Uruguay. The tango is one of those art forms that had many influences. There were European influences, with instruments and dance brought over from countries like Germany and Italy. There were influences from many native South American traditions that the Europeans discovered when they got here. But especially there were African influences from the slaves that had been brought to South America and who brought with them their amazing cultural, musical, and especially rhythmic influences. The essential tango rhythm derived from the rhythmic impulse of something called candombe. Candombe refers to something which was a communal African dance with drums, as well as the event in which African communities would gather to perform for each other. So you could rightly say, this is candombe music, or this is the candombe dance, or I'm going to go to a candombe. Now, this is just the sort of thing that you discover when you get into researching the roots or origin of tango, and it gets very confusing. To make it even more confusing, no one group of musicologists or dancers or musicians can seem to agree on anything about the tango. It's anywhere from slightly different to wildly different, depending on which tango school or style that you're talking about. There's the milonga, which was a forerunner to tango and can best be described as the habanera on steroids. You remember the habanera. Right? Then there's the tango argentino, the dance that developed in the lower class neighborhoods of Buenos Aires in the late 19th century. The tango canyengue, which is very rhythmic and playful. There's contact tango, ballroom tango, salon tango, tango nuevo, or new tango, for which our composer Piazzolla was the prime mover and shaker. Each of these styles and their music are ever so slightly or wildly different, again, and their dancers and musicians are extremely protective and proud of those differences. They cultivate those differences, and it can be extremely risky to say anything definitive about tango for fear of offending someone from one camp or the other. So I'm going to shut up now about the roots and definitions of tango and get myself off the hook. But before I finish, you'll be happy to know that you don't really need to know anything about the tango to enjoy this opera. In true Argentinian tango style, Piazzolla incorporates many of these different musical styles in Maria, almost to the point that it becomes a compendium of the many forms of tango. Here, for instance, is the very beginning of the opera, and you get a subtle tango rhythm shared between the piano and the bandoneon, that accordion-like instrument so associated with this dance. Here's another little example that has a completely different tango atmosphere, providing accompaniment for the male singer in the opera who plays a variety of roles.
Zapada de contrasuerte, milonga, suerte y verdad, y un bordón de mala muerte, sin llorarte ni quererte, fraseaba en tu soledad.
Pequeña, qué inmensa suerte, saber.
And then there's the most famous piece from the opera, Yo Soy Maria, a more upbeat approach with the kind of catchy tune that you would expect from a tango. This, of course, is Maria's entrance aria.
Yo soy María de Buenos Aires. De Buenos Aires, María, no ven quién soy yo. María Tango, María del arrabal, María noche, María pasión fatal, María del amor, de Buenos Aires soy yo. Yo soy María de Buenos Aires. Si en este barrio la gente pregunta quién soy, pronto muy bien lo sabrán las hembras que me envidiarán y cada macho a mis pies como un ratón en mi trampa de caer. Yo soy María de Buenos Aires.
The variety is endless, kaleidoscopic, and delightful. Enjoy. I'll see you at the opera.